Okay, let's try this again. Take 2. Okay, let's see how this goes. Give me a minute. Yep, I'm letting you guys see me today. Oh, and you can see the wreath that I finished last night. Here, I'll show you it real quick. As soon as I can get back to my page. Oh, there I am. Okay. This is the wreath I made last night, or I finished. It says, enjoy the ride. I took up cycling, so I really liked the sign, and so I had to figure, and they had ribbon too, so I had to figure out how to make it. So, okay, let me put you back up. I'll see you down here. There we go. And then we can stop shaking and we'll be good. Okay, let's see. So I had to figure out how to make it. And then we're gonna mute me talking. Thanks, Mom. Hi, guys. All right, let me just get this shared. Hi, Deanne. I'm glad you're still here. Sorry about that. I want you guys to be able to see it, and then when I go to post this later, I want everybody to be able to see it then, too. Good thing I started a few minutes early, huh? Let's see. I'm just posting it to some of the other groups that I belong to also. If you can share, that'd be great, too. I'd appreciate that. See. Whoops. If I can spell, that'd be good too. Now let's see if I can share this to my own page, because I was trying to, but it wouldn't let me. Ah, there we go. Okay, I think I'm all shared up now. And now I can get started. All right. Hi, I'm Angela from 3L Creations. Today I am going to be doing a live tutorial on a strawberry themed welcome wreath with this sign. Oh, I got some mesh on it. I got this sign, one of the groups that I belong to, there is a lady in there that makes signs, and I got this from Personalize It by Pam. Ooh, I hope that that wasn't a reflection on your face. Sorry about that. I recommend you look her up on Etsy if you're looking for any type of signs. She makes amazing signs. This is actually metal, as you can hear. You can get it with or without the holes on it. I chose to get the holes on it. But if you can read backwards, Personalize It by Pam. That's her Etsy shop. Her name is Pam Feathers. She's a part of the Hardworking Mom group that I belong to. So this is, and actually when I bought this, it came with the strawberry ribbon. It was like a package deal, if you will. So I'm going to use this today. Hi, Suzanne. How's the weather in Myrtle Beach? Hopefully it's not too bad, or humid for that matter. Deanne, I'm glad that you like that I'm not making a sunflower. No, that was the other day. Hi, Tiffany. So this is the sign I'm going to be using today, okay? And then I have stuff left over from Christmas, so if you're a crafter, you try and make do with what you have also. So this is left over from Christmas, and I knew it would be great for the 4th of July or anything red. So I'm using this today that already has the tinsel ties on it. So it's a little bit cheating, but it's great because honestly, I do not like putting all the twist ties on there. Thank you so much, Tiffany. I even have the bow ready that I made, and I'm super excited. I mean, I haven't fluffed it yet. I'm saving that for last, but I really like how the combination turned out because today I'm going to be using this 21-inch red deco mesh. I'm going to be using this 10-inch. It's actually I believe it's a jute poly deco mesh. It's just a different material. And I've cut each piece into 20 pieces, or 20 inches. 20 inches. Hi, Dad. Oh, that's nice, Suzanne. That's not too bad. Oh, good, and no humidity. That's even better. So the ribbons I decided to use today, and if you've watched any of my videos, then you know that I usually like to use 2 1.5-inch ribbons and 2 2.5-inch ribbons. So today I'm pairing up the strawberries with this red plus and minus, if you will, looking check ribbon, and this black and white argyle with this red and black and white polka dot stripe ribbon. So I did, I usually try not to use the same ribbon in my bow because I want it to stand out. So today, this is the bow that we're going to use with this sign. I like when everything just kind of clicks for me when I'm picking materials. The hardest thing is trying to come up with more ribbons when you've already picked 4 and you've had a hard time. So this is what I came up with today. I'm very excited about this. I actually have a ladybug sign, but I decided to wait on that one. And I'll give you a little sneak peek. I already got everything ready for later. I'm actually making a grapevine wreath that my dad helped me paint. It's actually, I'll keep it a secret as far as which color I'm using, but I'm going to be putting flowers on it. And these are the ribbons I've decided to use to make a bow out of. So stay tuned for pictures of that. I'm not going to be doing this live. I'm not sure yet about going live with doing flowers because I don't want, it takes me a while to figure out where I want to put stuff because I just want it to be perfect. So let's go ahead and get started. Everything is cut and ready to go. So hopefully this won't take so long. Usually it takes me about an hour. But let me get my zip ties. You need 3 zip ties for this. My wire cutters. All my mesh is cut, so we don't need a rotary cutter. I have scissors just in case I need it, which today I cut my finger again. Yes, I cut it again. That's the second time on the same finger this week. I really need to quit cutting my finger with scissors. Apparently I think it's ribbon or something and it needs to be cut. I don't know. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and start with a 21-inch. I usually start with the outside and work around the inside. Today, and I usually use 18 pipe cleaners, but today there is actually 16. So that's just how this this frame is made. So what you do is you take your mesh, and as you can see, it's frayed, so I'm going to trim it. But you just take it, hi Robin, and you just kind of gather it at the end. And it's uneven, I can tell you that, as you can see all that? That's how this came. So once you're done gathering it, and you want to make sure that the finished edges are facing inside. You don't want it to be up here when you're trying to make fluff out your puff, you don't want it to be outside, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to trim this really quick. So now that looks better. At least it's an improvement on what it did look like. So then to start, I go ahead and I place the mesh a little bit past my twist tie that I'm going to be using, or one of them anyways. This one will be the last one that I use. So the way that this works is you take the mesh, and you can do this with a twist tie if you want. You don't need to. I just think it helps it to stay in place. So, and Lori from Hardworking Mom does this, and I thought it was just a great idea. You don't have to worry about it moving around or anything like that. So then you just take your wire cutters and you cut it off. And I'm gonna be using 3. So when we go around and we get to this point, we will be using another one for up here, and then when we're finished, we'll be using another one to adhere it just like we did here. So now that I have that on there, I'm just gonna trim it again real quick. A little bit more anyway. And yes, I clean up as I go, sorry. Okay, I am going to be doing 10-inch puffs, and you can just start really from anywhere. I just happen to be right here, so I'm going to start at the 17, and I line it up with this tinsel tie, this one. So I'm going to start here, and as I'm gathering it and pulling it to the 7, which is 10 inches, I'm making sure that my finished edge is underneath. Okay, and I'm going to continue to show you why right now. So I have my 10 inches. So I'm going to put it in, this is my first twist tie, because remember, this is going to be the last one. Thank you, Robin. Honestly, it relaxes me, and I know it's not for everyone. So then you take those finished edges and you kind of just, you fluff it out until you get a nice formed poof like that. So then you just continue to measure out 10 inches while gathering it and holding it and keeping those finished edges underneath. And just know that, Robin, if you don't have the patience for this, the mesh always sticks to itself or anything else, your clothing. The one thing you want it to stick to, it's like, it doesn't want to have anything to do with it until you actually force it to. So then you just, again, fluff it out. And like I like to say, when in doubt, fluff it out. So you just keep gathering it. So this is why sometimes too, I don't do a live and I just do a tutorial, because I can totally skip this whole part and you don't have to see any of it. Because then you have to sit there and think of what you want to talk about. And but if you're on and you're watching, let me know where you're from and what you're up to today. So I actually shared this with a couple of my local groups. So I live in San Diego, California. And in San Diego, I live in a suburb called Mira Mesa. And I actually grew up in Mira Mesa. I went to school here, but I moved away, came back. And usually those of us that are from here do that. We can't stay away too long. Some of us still do, but that's okay. That's another story. So anyways, there's a couple groups that I belong to. One of them is the Mira Mesa Moms group. And, oh, that broke. That's just fantastic. I'm going to make do with this. And I'm going to actually make it twist on. So this is another reason I don't like to use these either. Hi, Mary. Because their staples or whatever it is that they use to attach these are not always the best. So I have to watch. I'm gonna end up pulling it off again at some point. But that's okay. Let me measure this out again. So like I was saying, there's a couple groups that I belong to, so I invited them to come along and watch if they'd like. I'm wondering if I did that enough or if I should do it more. See, isn't that fantastic? This is alive and it's already falling apart before I even can get it started. But then you gotta just make do. You gotta just roll with the punches. I just don't wanna make this twist tie too short so that, with what else I need to do, because we still need to add in the 10-inch mesh and the ribbons. Okay, I think that that's good now. So yeah, and we have a Mary Mason neighbors page, so I invited them as well. I'm suspicious about this one. I'm just gonna wrap it around. There, okay. I know, right, Dad? But that's okay. You gotta overcome the obstacles. So I'm gonna just try and be really gentle with this. So it's been nice and warm here in San Diego. I swear since this weekend, every day has gotten warmer and warmer. We actually used our air conditioner for the first time, and I don't even know how long it's been, yesterday. And it was nice. But it's just, the electric bill is always so crazy here. So we just try and use the natural, breeze that we have that comes through. That's a good idea, Dad. I'm gonna see how it goes though first. I know some, when some are measuring out the mesh, they can count and not have to measure, and it works out for them, which I think is great. So I'm on the last one now at the bottom. This is where we originally attached the mesh. So now we're at the end there, and we're going to put this in that twist tie. What it's supposed to do is it's supposed to cover up where we started so that it does, you can't see it. Where's my other end? There we go. I was pulling on the middle. Let's see. And I dropped a ribbon, so let me get it. See this void right there in the table? Fell in there. Okay, fingers crossed that nothing else, everything else goes okay. So the next thing you do is I'm gonna go ahead and attach this to the frame up here. And if you hear any music, I hope the music's not too loud. I like to listen to music while I'm working. This is royalty-free music, and actually it's not really bad music. These artists are really good. If you haven't tried royalty-free music, check it out. Okay, so now same, we're gonna do 10 inches. You just find your 10-inch. I can see here, and my twist tie's here, so I know that that's where I want to start. Hi, Bovie. I have a friend that I grew up with. We've always called her by her last name, so. And then I actually have two friends that I call by their last names. I don't know, it's just something that happened when we were growing up. If you're watching, thank you. I really appreciate it. I have started doing this a lot more, going live. I've been pretty hesitant. I just don't want to make a mistake or look silly or anything like that. So I feel like it's more important to see my work and what I'm doing than to see my face, and it's just easier for me to have it all set up this way. So that's why I don't have the camera on me. It's also because of the space that I'm working in. So now I've gotten, you know, more acclimated to doing this. I'm more comfortable. It's really not as bad as I thought. I haven't died from doing it. You know, all those fears that you may have from doing something. I've gotten a lot of comments and compliments, and I really appreciate it, especially on the wreath that I just recently made for a neighbor that I didn't even know. I had given her my card one day. She had driven by my house. I was working in the garage because that's where I have my workshop pretty much set up. And right now I'm in the clubhouse just because it's too hot in the garage. And she asked me if I made wreaths for funerals. And mind you, this was a while ago, so maybe, I don't know, a couple months back. And I told her, I said, well, I've never made one, but I definitely can do it. I like a challenge. I like to, you know, try different things. And so that was it. And I got a text message over the weekend. Didn't know who it was from, but I didn't think anything of it because I have my phone number out there and it's on my business cards and what have you. So, you know, it's inevitable that somebody might text you. So we got to talking. I didn't know who it was at first, but I was asked if I made wreaths for funerals. And I said, well, I've never done it, but I can. And now we're at the last one again. So I'm just like we did with the other, I'm putting it in here. And come to find out, it was the same neighbor I had talked to months earlier. Unfortunately, her little brother got COVID-19 and passed away from it recently. And so I talked to her about what she came by and saw what I had, and hi Marianne. Ooh, is it hot in Arizona? She came by and I showed her some things. I had asked her, you know, I like to ask what people are looking for, you know, if there's a theme or anything like that. So at the end, I just cut it off. It's going to be uneven, so the next time that you use it, you're just going to have to trim it, but that's okay. And then I'm going to take my last zip tie and I'm going to attach it here. So I'm going to flip this over. How about that? Speaking of my friends that I've called them by their last name since I was younger, the other one is on here now. Hi Gurney, how are you? I hope you had a good birthday. Her and my little brother share the same birthday on the 4th, or as some would like to call it, May the 4th be with you. So yeah, she saw my materials that I had put out. She really wanted something colorful. It's really hard to cut mesh like this thick sometimes. So actually, I'm gonna try these. I just got these recently. They're supposedly heavy duty and easier to cut. And this is amazing. Oh yeah. Ah. Sweet. That was really easy. Apparently these are like, you can pull the covering off of a wire. It's actually a box cutter. It's all kinds of things. It's great. I got it on Amazon. So yeah, she saw what I had and she said, thank you, Robin. I appreciate it. So she said she wanted something vibrant. And her brother was in his I think early 50s. He grew up here So out of a 21-inch roll, doing poofs like this that are 10 inches long each, Suzanne, you should be able to make 2 wreaths. And that is on a 10-yard roll of the mesh. So you see, can you see that? Is that a good angle? What's left of it? I should be able to get another one out of that. You also, if you really, really, really want to do it, you can actually cut 10-inch strips and then cut it in half. And you can use the mesh and that way too. It would be 10.5-inch pieces, but it's still, I've done that. It's just that certain mesh fray really bad. So now we're going to be putting this on. And today I'm going to be putting this on before the ribbon because these are longer pieces. So I'm actually going to scrunch this up. So with the finished edges on either side and the cut edge in front of me, so you can see it's just frayed a little bit, but that's okay because of the way we're gonna do this. So you just kind of pinch it along the way and you hold with your thumb and your forefinger, and then you're just kind of using your other fingers to hold it in place. You're welcome, Suzanne. You just kind of bunch it up until you get to the end. What I like to do, because of the fact that it does fray, is I like to actually kind of tuck it under a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of twist it so it's kind of facing in. And then I also like to start with the outside when I do this as well. So I will go ahead and you untwist it. Did I twist it the other way? Of course I did. There we go. So my neighbor wanted something really big. I have never made something as big as what I made. I'm only going to twist it once because we're going to open it back up to put the ribbon in, okay? Ooh, I'm liking how that's going to look. And so I got a 24-inch wreath frame. Thankfully, Michael's does the curbside pickup, and they had it. They didn't have the 30-inch in stock, so I was like, that's okay, because when you add mesh to it, it gets bigger. So I knew that. I wasn't too concerned. So I got that, came home, but the frame, it wasn't as wide as I anticipated. And so I realized that I had another frame in the same color, same style, and lo and behold, it was 18 inches. So I was like, let me see how this goes. So I set it inside of the 24-inch and it fit perfect. I was so happy, so I could make the wreath even bigger. And so what I did was I zip tied the two together. I actually took pictures of the stages in which I made this wreath, so I should post them. But I then took a 21-inch roll of deco mesh, which actually took pretty much the whole thing because of the size. And then I used 3 different 10-inch meshes to put on each twist tie. I did not put ribbon except for the bow that I made. I put flowers because my neighbor wanted flowers. So I've never really done mesh with the flowers, but as I started doing it, it was just becoming more and more beautiful before my eyes. My parents were here and they were helping me and get things prepped so I could put it on, and they saw everything up until I hadn't made the sign yet and I hadn't made the bow yet. So this was the biggest bow I've ever made. It was huge, or it is huge, and it just really complements it so nicely. And the sign, she wanted her brother's name on it, and so I did that. And I kind of cut these as I go along if I see them. And I had, I think it was 17 inches by, I think, 4 inches. I had a piece of wood that I had already stained that I had gotten from Michael's, like, I don't know, last year. And I showed it to her and she liked it. And so I went ahead, because I also dabble in Cricut stuff, went ahead and found a font that I liked, and I made his name in it, and I put it on. I had stained the wood, it was like a dark brown, so I went ahead and did the lettering in white. That's why I did the white. Also because I knew the white would stand out with the wreath. So, as soon as I put that sign on and it was finished, I mean, I've never, if you saw my post, then you read that I was moved to tears. I have never had something that I've done, you know, it's just, I've been brought to tears, and it was very emotional and very heartfelt, because the sister had said, this is my neighbor, she trusted my work, and she knew from what she had seen that I did such a good job. She trusted me and she wasn't worried. I found out her brother's favorite color was blue, so I did try and incorporate a couple different color blue flowers, some roses, and I think something else, I forget what, but I was just really blown away. And so I shared it with her, and I haven't seen her in person. She was actually, she has family in town because they are celebrating the life of her brother tomorrow. So she asked me to hold on to it, so I still have it. And she was just, she said she loved it, basically. And no worries, Dan. Hopefully everything's good. She said she knew that it would be perfect. And that really made me feel good. I actually got the goosebumps when I read her responses. And yeah, I've had requests to make custom wreaths. I've had people tell me that they trust me because they've seen my work, they love my work, therefore they weren't concerned with how it was going to turn out. But to make something this important for somebody, it was a little bit of pressure for me because, you know, obviously you want it to be perfect. And I was just so happy with how it turned out. And I've gotten so many comments and compliments from people, and so I haven't had time to say thank you to anyone, but thank you so much. And thanks, Mom and Dad, for sticking it out with me to watch me put everything together. And it came together pretty quickly as far as like the materials and putting together what I wanted to use for it. As soon as I figured out the mesh, everything just kind of fell into place. I know it doesn't always work out that way, but I wasn't mad about it. I was very happy. So we're almost done with the bottom. Usually I use my bow dabra to put the mesh in that so it'll hold it while I'm getting my ribbon. I mean, you can also do the mesh and then hold it in your hand and then put the ribbon too, but sometimes I'm not that coordinated. And if you are, that's great. But if you're not that coordinated, it's not always that easy. Oh, I know, Robin. We are just, oh my God, we are so ready to get back to baseball. But I don't even know if it's going to happen this season, unfortunately. We missed the boys. We really got to know the team last year. And thanks for watching, Dad. We got to know the boys on the team last year. It's a pretty intimate setting, and I really like that a lot. So we actually went to some of their playoff games, which was So much fun. They are 10-inch poofs, Dan. So I measured them out at 10 inches. These ruffles, I measured them out, they're 20 inches. So I cut them at 20 inches. The other day I made that ruffle wreath for the first time, and I actually want to do another one because I saw something, a different technique to do it that I think might be easier. Because I really like that wreath. I liked how full it was, and I didn't even need to use the 21-inch mesh. All right, this is the last one on the bottom, or on the outside, whatever you'd like to refer to it as. So now we're just gonna keep going, and we're gonna go up to the top. I think it's so much easier to have all this stuff cut than to have everybody sit there and watch you do it. I think it's better left for a tutorial, for me anyway, a tutorial that's not live, that you can fast forward it or pause it. So I'm laughing because I see Andrea's comment, and as you know, last week on Friday, I made the coffee wreath, and she knew that I had made it. She asked if she could see a picture of it. I had posted it, but hadn't posted the price yet, and I was getting ready to, and she goes, well, can I see it? And I said, sure. So I sent it to her, and she her response made me laugh. I can't really reiterate what she said, but it was too funny because she was like, man, actually she said the opposite of darn it. I'll just keep it nice. And so, yep, she's ended up getting that one too. Thank you. I really appreciate your support though, even though you're running out of room. So what else do you want to see me make so that I know that you would want to buy, so I know what to make? I love being challenged. I love hearing other people's ideas. Somebody actually had asked about an owl wreath, and so I was looking that up, but let's be honest. If it's not one of those cute little cartoony owls, some of them are not really pretty looking to look at. It's a little scary, unless that's the point, you're trying to scare birds away or something from your house. Or people. I actually saw another wreath maker today doing a marathon, and I thought that was a fantastic idea. She's doing a red, white, and blue theme. So I love seeing what everybody does because it gives me ideas, and so the wheels were spinning in my head. So now I'm thinking about ways that I can do something like that. Something different though. The wine wreath, it sold. I actually do have another, sign that I can make another wine wreath. I was thinking of Halloween, but I was thinking, I know it's never too early, but if I make one, I want to make it though with knowing what it is that you would want on it. Yep, that's exactly it, Dad. I get it from you. I didn't learn it from me at all. Sorry, Mom. See this? The mesh sticks to everything, so everything's just got to come with it. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate that. I don't even know if I've seen any of yours. Have you posted them? I try and get on there and see and support what everybody is doing, and I just I've just gotten busy, which is great, but I'm just so happy when I'm doing wreaths. Like right now, I don't even feel like this is work. Oh yeah, well, the one that I made, Robin, it was a wine theme, but I do have all of that stuff. I just don't know. Oh, no sign? I can make that, yeah. I can make another one without a sign. Do you like a bow? Maybe I just make a bigger bow. Because I have the grapes already. Oh, I know what you want. I know you don't like cute when it comes to Halloween. Send me pictures of what you like. This way, if I come across anything, then I can get it. I might have a welcome sign in those colors, Robin. I'll have to look. Yeah, so Marianne, you do have to untwist it to put it in. So when you're doing the first part, you can just twist it once just to keep it in place for a minute. And usually I do the 10-inch mesh with my ribbons, but I didn't do that today. So that really you're going in and out of the twist tie as less as possible. Less is more, I guess. Okay, Robin, yeah. If you want, I can make a bow for it. It doesn't need to have a sign, but I can see what welcome signs that I do have. I'm not sure if I have anything that would go with it. But it doesn't even need to have a sign like you said. So I can add flowers to it too. I actually have some really pretty burgundy flowers that I like. Actually, I think I used them on that other wreath. So apparently I don't know how to cut and I made too many cuts. You're welcome, Marianne. If you have any questions, just let me know. I've learned a lot in a short period of time since I started doing this. What not to do and what I like to do. All right, who's ready for some ribbon? Oh, it looks so pretty already. I love it. I love all this. I was actually thinking that, Deanne. I do like double bows, and my intent for this today was going to be that, but I ended up here. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make this bow smaller, and then so that I can make two, and then what do? I end up making it bigger than I wanted it to be. All right, so it doesn't matter which ones you start with, but I'm gonna go ahead and start with these. These are 12 inches long, and I have cut them all with a dovetail. And what you do is you fold it in half, find your middle, and then you just kind of scrunch it up in the middle like that. Well, thank you, Marianne. I really appreciate that. As a matter of fact, the purple flower, I made a turquoise and cream one just like that, and I have a tutorial up on my YouTube page if you'd want to try and make one. Robin, isn't it? I really like it too. So you untwist it. This is the last time I'm going to open the twist tie. So just twist it a couple times since we're not going to be opening it again. And then what you do is you just spread it out in an X, alternating the way that you do it. Deanne, you're not lying. wreaths have a mind of their own. They actually, and they come to life, don't they? I mean, just sometimes it amazes me to see what I've created and knowing that I did it, and how you know, impressed I am with it, and then to hear how other people feel about it is just, it's awesome. But it's amazing how you can have an idea and bring a wreath to life. I mean, that's why my tagline is making creative visions a reality. I love seeing what I've created and what I envision, or even what somebody else envisions. So just keep pairing them up, folding them in half, scrunching them up, untwisting your twist tie. Have to be careful on this outside one because of that one that broke. Oh yeah, Marianne, the poly burlap, it is so hard to find. Like Craft Outlet, they're taking orders again right now, but they're out of a lot of stuff. I have had to Google and probably spend more than I really wanted to on some, but like the Stars and Stripes wreath that I made, you know, I needed a certain color, and thank God I was able to find what I needed, and I bought extra of it. But I was actually telling my husband this morning, it's amazing how many wreath makers there must be, or crafters, I should say, because there's a lot of materials that are just out of stock all the time, between Craft Outlet, the Wreath Shop, Trendy Tree, even Consumer Crafts. One of the ladies that I follow, Julie from Julie's Wreath Boutique, she uses 10-inch frames. She actually is who I learned to make flowers from, and she uses the 10-inch frame, and it's almost like once you start telling people the materials you use, they start to disappear. Yeah, Deco Exchange, I don't know how, I heard that they are out of a lot. I heard that, what is it, the Ranch Shop or something like that, Ranch House? I forget what it's called. I've never ordered from there before. But I actually ordered from a couple new places that I've never ordered from before. And they were a good experience, so. I think one of them was Wreaths by Mary, and then I ordered from this place called Tea Floral. So, oh yeah, for sure. And then, you know, depending on your business, if you have, where you can order wholesale, I mean, I order to a certain extent. I don't order cases, but if you're in that position that you can, then there's, you know, you can go straight to the source and order that material from them, and that's, you don't have to worry about it. But the thing is okay, well, how long is it going to take before they have it to send it? And the one place, Craig Bachman Imports, where pretty much all this stuff comes from, if you look on any of those websites, if it's in stock, that's one thing, but if it's something they have to import, then it could take 3 or 4 months before you actually get the items you need. So you really have to plan ahead. So for now, because I'm not in a position where I've got orders coming out of my ears, I haven't ordered that way yet. But I'm hopeful, and I know that there will be a point where I will. So what other, if you're watching, what other wreaths would you like to see me make? I should probably get on here and do one of the grapevines. I really enjoy it. I do plan out everything as far as what I'm going to put on it. It's just the placement of the flowers that it can take a minute for me to figure out where I want to put it. But another Julie from Southern Charm Wreaths is a really good teacher as well, as far as putting embellishments and flowers and stuff like that on your wreaths. Whoops, sorry about that. You actually, there's a method to the madness. And so if you just follow that, it really works out. And I mean, it's amazing how it turns out. Marianne, I actually do right now. I have some kits. I have a beach wreath that I had made. If you look on my page, you'll see it on my YouTube channel. There's the tutorial also. And oh, that's a good one. Beer for your office door. So I do have those kits available if you're interested in that. Andrea, if you're serious, send me the colors so I know what colors I'm looking for, and I'll see what I can find. You know, Dad, I thought about making a Mother's Day wreath, but technically this could be one. This one that I'm going to make later could be one too, just because of the colors and what it says. So,
I don't know what you mean
Siri
by...
keeps thinking I'm talking to her, and I'm not. Does anybody else have that issue? She's so nosy. I hear Google does the same thing. You know, I can check what the cost to ship to Canada would be. I'm not sure though, because I haven't shipped to Canada yet. But if you send me a message with your, I don't know, do you go by a zip code? Is it an APO, an APO? Let me know, and then I can look into it, because I know the weight of it and everything. So, all right. So unfortunately, sometimes this happens when you get to a certain point. You have the same next to each other, but that's okay. Oh, sorry, Mom. I heard you. Lakers. I know. I've already thought about it. I think I'd have to make a sign, or I'd have to ask somebody to make a sign for me, because I don't know if I've come across one. I've seen postal code. Thank you. So now we're working on the top. We're almost done. Yeah, just send me your postal code and I'll see what I can find out for you. I would love to send that to you, and the tutorials on my YouTube channel. So very easy, but I'm also willing to, you know, live chat with somebody as well if they want to buy the wreath and do it that way. I could always make a different wreath with you while going over it. I'm open to that. No extra cost. It's just finding time, which I think we all have a lot of time right now, right? I'd say for the most part. So how's it looking? It's hard from this view. I'm usually standing up making these. So if you're just now tuning in, I'm Angela from 3L Creations. You can find me here on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, and YouTube. On all social media except for, I believe, Pinterest and YouTube, you would find me at the number 3, and then L Creations, ELLE Creations. YouTube and Pinterest, you actually spell out the number 3. Oh yeah, see, that's that's why you're making sunflowers. Got it. I've actually had the same thing happen. I've, you know, bought stuff thinking that X, Y, and Z will happen, and then it doesn't, and then you're stuck with it. So then you have to figure out, okay, well, what am I going to make with it? So, but fortunately, we figure it out, right? Thank you, Suzanne. See, look, the ribbon's stuck to the mesh. I hate that it does that. Oh, just a few more. And then we'll figure out where the sign is gonna go. Yeah, if you can like, follow, share, subscribe to any of my social media, that would be awesome. I love interacting with everyone. I also have a Facebook group that's public. Okay, guys, the last one after this. So I'll probably be going live again tomorrow. Not sure what I'm gonna make yet. I don't know if I'm gonna make a flower or another deco mesh wreath of some sort. It'll probably be another deco mesh wreath, but I really want to perfect the flower before I continue or to do any lives as far as the flowers. But I do have tutorials for the flowers that I've made. If you're interested, those are also on my YouTube channel. And again, because of the number of twist ties, we have two that are the same next to each other again. So, in my opinion, that's where the bow is gonna end up going. That's usually what I do. So where did I put the sign? I don't even know where I put the bow. Oh, I see it. It's buried. Okay, so here we go. Now I gotta stand up and figure out. I think I want to put, I know this is backwards for you, but, so I'm going to put the bow here where it's duplicated. Thank you, Mary. I know, Deanne, you really want to see me do a grapevine, huh? Maybe I'll do that, because I don't know if you saw, but this is the one I'm going to be doing. So I actually have all the materials out to make it. So here's my bow. And let's see. And the great thing about this, because of the way I made it, is there's no right or wrong way. It's not upside down. Let's see. I think I'll put it here. And I did see somebody today. Thank you, Mary. Yeah, I actually got everything out already to make it. So, I did see somebody today use the method with getting the pipe cleaner to go through with a needle, but they didn't explain it, so I wasn't quite sure. I didn't catch on to how they had done it. So I'm going to feed it through, and look at that, it cooperated today. So what I do is you just feed it through, and I try and put it around a wire so that I can attach it. You don't want to do it too tight either, because then your bow sinks in, but oh, that looks so cool. Dad, you're such a dork. I love you. So I think, I don't know. Maybe put it there, huh? What do you guys think? Should I put it here? Here. No, here, huh? Here, let me turn around so you can see it. I think I'll do it like that. Okay. So, it has the holes, but if I was going to use the holes, then I have to put a pipe cleaner through it, and I don't want that to be shown. So, I actually have these really, really cool things that you put on the back of it, and you can feed the pipe cleaner through it. So I'm actually going to, let's see, I'm going to put it here. I'm just going to put it at each corner. So it's a sticky adhesive, like double-sided tape. And then it actually has, let's see, I don't know if you can see this. Let me hold it up. It actually has 4 spots. So what happens is, so you have your pipe cleaner, and you can either use these two, or depending on which way you want it to go, you can do it this way. So I'm going to do each corner. And you can put some glue on these to hold it there, but it should be fine because it's, you know, it's a very sticky tape. And then I think I'm just going to put them in this way. And I'm not going to cut it, I'm going to leave it the way it is. I'd rather it be longer than short because you can't take it back once you've cut it. Okay. Let's see. So now, Robin, don't encourage him. Okay. You just gotta kind of feel for it too, so. And because I want to put it on the wire also, so. Okay. Let's see. I don't want it on there too tight. So again, you just find the wire and just twist it on there. I want to get everything on before I actually make sure it's permanently where I want to keep it. Thank you, Robin. Or are you telling Dad he's beautiful? Robin and my dad have known each other for a very long time. My dad used to work for her father, and so they're like family. We were actually talking about your mom and dad recently, on how awesome they were. Well, look at that. I'm having better luck today with getting these in there. Lord knows that some of y'all have watched me fight to put these in there. You got that right. We might not be blood, but we are. You know, they say is sometimes you know, they say blood is thicker than water, but sometimes your water's thicker than your blood. Trying to see where's, oh, there it is. Just pull that out so we can see it. Robin, he always thinks it is. Thank you. Okay, so now I can see. Okay, last part. Let's fluff the bow. Ready? Oh, I'm so excited. I really want to perfect bow making. There's some bows that are just, oh my God, they're gorgeous, and I'm so jealous I can't do it. Here, let me turn this around so you guys can see it. Bye, Robin. Love you too. All right. What do you think? Here we go. Wow, I really like how this turned out. See, this is what I'm talking about. You have an idea, you put things together, and then you see it and you're like, wow, I did that? This is super cool. I love how it turned out. Everything is like the right length. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Suzanne. I actually don't have a name. It's called a I'm just winging it bow. I think each of the green plaid, I think I measured them out. They're about, I think they're 5 or 6 inches. And then I made this a little bit smaller, and then so on. You know, maybe I will make a tutorial, Deanne, on how to make this one, because I really like this bow. Thanks, Gurney. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Deanne. All right. Well, thanks for watching. I'll keep you guys posted on the next live that I do. If you have any suggestions as far as what you want to see. I know Deanne wants me to make a grapevine wreath. So maybe I will just rip the Band-Aid off and do that next. But anyways, I am Angela from 3L Creations. And if you like my work, please like my page. Please follow me on social media and subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. I'm trying to get more subscribers. I'm so excited. I've got like 50 now. So that's a huge start for me. I try and find the time to do all the marketing that I need to do, but word of mouth is awesome. So if you could recommend me, I would appreciate that as well. I love you, Dad. I love you, Mom. And I hope everybody has a great day. See you later. Bye.